Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Vlad, and you're watching me go from Bellend to Legend on a Devastation Evoker in the War Within Season 2. In this episode, we're actually going to be reaching 3k score, which gives us the Keystone Legend achievement. A lot of you are probably a little bit annoyed with me, and maybe not even watching at this point if you were, but in the previous episode I pointed out that I'll be doing 12s with my pre-made, or rather just bumping out my score with my pre-made, saying this is against the rules, even though I pointed that out myself in the video. Since the beginning of this series, I pointed out that if it becomes a slog to do these high keys because it's hard to get into one and then even harder to complete one because people are kind of a little bit lost in the sauce, I will be reaching out for help to Danny and Seeker, who I did all these keys with. I would also like to point out that the most difficult keys of the season, which is Priory of the Sacred Flame and Cinderbrew Meadery, I pugged on plus 12, showing that it is possible to do so. Especially with these harder keys, I believe that's fair enough. Primarily, I did the whole pre-made thing because I don't want to be doing this for the next few weeks, because it's just, first of all, it's not fun for me. I kind of get bored of characters fairly quickly, so if I have to keep playing this for weeks on end because I have to wait in queue to get into a dungeon just to brick it on the first pull because the tank doesn't use a single defensive while trying to do a big pull that they clearly cannot handle, that's not fun. I don't like me being frustrated, and playing poorly because I'm frustrated is probably not fun for you to watch either, unless you're some kind of sadist, in which case, yeah, man, you know, try to control those urges. But yeah, enough waffling about that. In this episode, I'll be doing a 13 Floodgate, or attempting to. If I don't succeed to do the 13 Floodgate, I'll be queuing up for somebody else's 13 key in one of the keys that I have not 2-starred. It looks like Floodgate is kind of my best option here, especially if we time it a little bit quicker than barely timing it. We have potential if we're hitting 3k, so I might have to do 2 keys this episode, but whatever happens, this is going to be the last episode of the Evoker series. Now, what does that mean? That means I'm going to need your help. I've set up a poll for the next class I'm going to play. We've played Healer twice, we've played Tank twice, we've played Range DPS twice, but we've played Melee only once, so I'm asking you, which Melee DPS should I play? In this ranked poll, the way you vote is, let's say you want me to play Retribution Paladin, which makes you an absolute legend. You pull that all the way to the top, ensuring that it gets the highest amount of points from your vote. Now, let's say you really don't want me to play, I don't know, Frost Death Knight. You're gonna grab Frost Death Knight and just drag it all the way to the bottom, ensuring it gets 0 points. You kind of like the idea of me playing enhancements, so you drag that up here, so on and so forth. And that way you can organize to make sure that you give most of your points to the classes you like the most, and less of your points to the classes you like the least. You won't be able to see the results until the voting ends, and it ends in just under 2 days. That is because Thursday will be a whole day stream, where I will be leveling this new character called Mr. Bonk, because Lenny spent 25,000 channel points on Twitch to make sure that I named the next character Mr. Bonk. So again, make sure you drag your favorite option to the top, your least favorite to the bottom, so on and so forth, to make sure that you're getting the right thing. If you just click on something and click vote, you're not doing anything. You might actively be voting for something you dislike. So with that out of the way, we're ready to get started with today's key. So I'm gonna host this Floodgate. I'm gonna hope that it gives me 13 rating, and we'll see where we go from there if it does not. And here we go with a 13 Floodgate. I'm interested to see what the tank takes as a route. I'm hoping for something normal. I did point out that it is not a Rizilki, so it shouldn't do anything too crazy. I'm gonna give him as much time as he needs to gather all these mobs. I don't need to rip aggro off him and die like an idiot here at the start. That would be tragic. All right, I'm ready to pop off here. We've got everything. We've got CC. We've got Fire Storm. Fire breaths for days. I'm going to knock these guys up, because I had aggro on one of them, because that's what I was targeting. Looking for the Shredinators. I'm looking for the wrong one, apparently. Or for one Shredinator. Goodness gracious. I targeted the one in the back. Good thing I can't reach, because I got freaking melee range. Holy crap. Alright. Flamethrower's going out, so I'm chill for a little bit here. Didn't mean to put a max rank Fire Breath out just there, but it's not a big deal. We're just about done with this. Shredination is going out. We're just going to move while it casts so we don't take any damage, and we're good to go. Beautiful first pull. This already makes me feel great. Everyone's popping off. We're doing great damage. I'm very happy with our group. Our group, by the way, in the bottom right here, I was able to be quite picky with who I wanted because of the nice rating that I have now, courtesy of Seeker and Danny, and honestly, I feel like I pulled my weight in those keys. So overall, very happy with my performance on this character. I did better than I expected to do, considering ranged is really my weakness. I think ranged DPS is my weakest, if not healer, role. So yeah, I'm just glad that that this went as well as it did. Overall, my performances seem to be decent as far as parses are concerned, but I don't really trust the parses as much because I think they're mostly influenced by how high of a key you can do, and most people don't get to do very high keys, so that's why I'm like parsing very highly. I'm rooted. I could not go over there to reach that one, even if I wanted to. I don't have my cooldowns available just yet, but we're gonna set up a rank 3 thingy. There we go. Hold on now. I really want to make sure I get a good engulf here. Double engulf goes out. We pop off with the damage meters. Big knockup slash stun combo. We're going to kick that. Rank 3 fire breath. And I'm not sending my cooldowns on a pack that's basically dead. So I'm just going to hold that for the next pull we do, because I do believe that one's going to be juicy. And then I do believe on, depending on which side we go, actually, it really depends. Our tank might decide to go this route, or he might decide to go Big Mama. He goes Big Mama, so let's do, this is like the standard route that we've been doing for most of the season. Recently, there's been a bit of innovation, maybe not so recently, but recently more people have started adopting this. Well, they go left side first, so they have a Bloodlust for Big Mama. All right, we have all our cooldowns. Let us pop off with a double engulf here. Big damn on the double engulf. Really want to make sure I don't die to this. We're going to go ahead and kick this sniper. It's a lot of damage. I'm gonna just go ahead and knock this guy into the middle of the pack here, and I'm gonna knock these guys up so they don't get their casts off. And now we got to focus a little bit on the demolition guy. We have an engulf for him. I'm gonna send out this Eternity Surge single target just because I wanted to get a bit of an extension on my Dragon Rage here, and I think we're good with that. Fear goes out. We just don't want this guy to reload. That is what we're aiming for right now. Inspector will jump one more time. Never mind, not if we kill him. And we're ready to go into Big Mama. I don't have my cooldowns, but I was holding my fire breath there to make sure that I can get started well on Big Mama. There it is. Only a rank 1. I don't mind. I just want to make sure I have fire breath rolling the entire time. There we go. So far, so good. Keeping up with the DPS. I had to... Why did I have to fully cast that? It looks like we lost our red paladin, who is our battle res, but luckily I have the battle res. I'm out of battle res items. No CR item. Oh shit, that's looking bad, man. I don't have the CR item. That's actually rough. I ran out of them. God damn it, I needed a restock. Shit, I've been spending them on too many other things. It looks like we have no CR item. While our friend gets rezzed, I'm going to quickly shill buy my thing. Convincingly realistic jumper cables. Let's see, if the paladin eats shit again, we're gonna buy 5 of these bad boys, grab them real quick, and then have that available. Let's rebuff. Yeah, there we go. We have another BR now. We're pulling this, I guess, while we wait for the respawn. It's just about to respawn. It spawns in on the other end. We should go to the other side, like the guys there. I don't know if we're gonna drag or if we're gonna go there. I now have all of my cooldowns available, so I'm gonna go ahead and use them. Focusing on just making sure I use these up correctly. There's a contractor punching me in the face. I really don't want that to be the case. I'm going to knock them all back. I just really need this guy to get aggro. By this guy, that's the tank. We're going to go ahead and kick that. I've done my duty as far as kicking is concerned. I said duty. Anyway, we're going to focus on getting a fire breath back up as quickly as possible by spamming fire. This guy needs to get kicked. I'm going to rally here. Not rally, but like... try to avoid damage, and we're going to rush through this to send it in that direction where everyone is expecting it to go without having to avoid it later on. Oh, I don't need achievements open right now, game. Okay, we got through this. Tank is surviving quite well. Bit of a scuffed one so far. We're going to use a defensive here. This is a holy priest. I thought this was discipline, but we'll make it work. Whatever. It's up to them to heal us, not up to me to determine how they'll do that. And here come the mecha drones yet again. I'm gonna give the tank a bit of time to grab aggro on them with thunderclaps and whatever else they need to do, and then I'm just gonna treat it like they have aggro. They don't seem to have aggro. Hopefully they get aggro soon, because I really don't want to have to deal with getting punched in the face. Another sonic boom on me. I'm gonna jump forward. Oh, I got yoinked. Very nice. Thank you, Holy Priest. Much appreciated. Gonna go ahead and use my Eternity Surge, max rank, make sure I hit everything. Beautiful. Fire Breath is just about up. I'm gonna angle it so that I hit all of them again here. I missed one. I got a ranged kick. I deal with the one that's in the background. Beautiful. Just gotta make sure I live the jump starts. So I gotta make sure I use the defensives there. I can't be slacking on that. All right, Electro Crush goes out. Somebody kicks the thing. We good. Jumpstart going out. I just about have cooldowns for that. That feels bad. I really wanted to have them right here at the start. I just talked about using defensives here. I'm going to use a potion to kind of recover that. I didn't manage to get my cooldowns out perfectly during the jump start. Probably should have held them for when these guys spawn in so that I can do a shit ton of AoE damage. But tank seems to have better aggro this time around. With our damage profile, I believe we can kill this in the next damage amp, but let's see how it works out. I'm not 100% certain about that anymore, looking at it. These guys are scattering quite a bit, so it could be a little bit difficult to bring down the mecha drones pretty quickly, which might lead to us having the big AoE thing. What's it called? The Kilo Buster or whatever. Tank takes care of the kick. I don't have to do that myself. Yeah, these guys are going really far. It's because our hunter's in frickin' Narnia, and these are targeting him. So let's just move the hunter over so that we don't have someone actively trying to, like, so these drones don't go into Narnia constantly. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, we gotta kill these drones. I'm gonna pop off on the drone here, and then we drop the kilo blocker. We're going to Zephyr here for the jump start, and I'm going to give the hunter a heal the healer. I'm a little scared about the healing here. I don't know why. The healer has proven that they can do it. Let's try and get a rank 3 into a Shattering Star into an Engulf. There we go. That'll have to do. And I think we stay on boss now rather than cleaving so much. I'm going to try and focus boss damage. I'm moving over closer to the tank. Not that these really go into melee. We need to stay on boss. I think we should be single targeting here as much as possible. But I think we have it either way. I don't think we have to worry about another one of these going out. We're going to kick this and we're good to go. Let's see. Does the tank try to pixel click? He does not. He immediately goes in to make sure that we kick ass here. We get an interrupt on that bolt. Very good. Could have potentially been reflected by the tank. I don't know if he was trying to. I don't track that. But we have cooldowns available. I'm going to use a defensive here and just try to pop off on the cooldowns because this pack is actually super dangerous. And we get our perfect combo off. I do believe I did that as well as I possibly could. Maybe I can get some pointers from more experienced dev evokers, but lately I feel like I've just been on fire on this class, and not just because, you know, pyre, but just I feel like I've been doing quite well enough to feel like I know what's going on for the most part. There we go. I'm going to try to help out a bit with the healing. There's quite a bit of heal to go through here. It looks like we're grabbing Inspector, this stuff, and upstairs. We're not going downstairs. Are we going downstairs? I can't tell at this point. Okay, we're fighting around here. I don't know how to deal. Okay, no snipers. Interesting. We lost our Red Paladin. Red Paladin is going to have to release. I don't think this is worth the CR. It is a bit rough, but I don't think it's worth the CR. We're going to engulf. I can't engulf twice. Now I can. There we go. Bit of a mess up here. I don't think the tank had perfect aggro just then. Gotta make sure I avoid all of that nonsense. I don't want to get spun on. I tried to kick that, but it didn't really work out. I don't know. I'm super anxious right now because we lost the Paladin. I don't know why. I think we're fine without the Paladin. Our Hunter really takes the whole ranged class thing to a bit of a ridiculous level. He loves being at max range, even though it's actively not benefiting the group. From the Inspectors to the little guys. That's, you know, that's just range DPS for you. They sit there and tunnel and don't give a shit. Not me, though I am playing the shortest range class in the game. This is, you can see just how bad it is for range to be spread when these guys are living for so long. They don't have that much more health than the other mobs. The issue is more that they keep getting out of cleave because of ranged being far away. But the Hunter is blasting the DPS, so I trust them. It's just a bit of that range positioning and me whining. You know I like to whine. That's what you're here for, right? All right, we're going to Zephyr here, and then we're going to CC everything. I really want to make sure I don't have... I gave the guy quite some time, but he's doing 1 million DPS with revenge. I don't know, man. It's a bit of a toughie. I don't know how to let him... Ah, shit. Ah, shit. What do I do here? Do I go out of the dungeon to reset this stupid undercrawler? All right. I'm going to have to go out of the dungeon. I don't want to drag this because it's going to pull other mobs. And now I've pulled even more mobs. I just need to get out of here. I just need to reset this. I don't want to die. If I die, that's 15 seconds. I got to get out of here. Bro, I know, but I'm like, I'd rather go out and go back in than have a bunch of mobs get pulled. I didn't hit them or anything. I literally just ran away. So they should be resetting the second I exit the dungeon. There we go. They've reset. I'm on my way to the divers and shit. This stupid undercrawler just cost me a shit ton of time and damage. We skipped the divers, so we're trying to get over to that side without pulling the divers. That might be a bit of an issue, but I think I can finagle my way through. If I finagle the angle of the angle, I can get over there. We have some divers here, but not too many. Harpoon comes in. I kick that nonsense. Get out of here. Oh, we lost our priest who was in the middle of all those mines. He can heal for a little bit. I'm going to knock that up because I didn't have a kick available and we really needed to kick that. If it goes out, I will interrupt it using, or not interrupt it, but remove it using my thing with the stuff. What's it called? The bleed thing. We're going to remove that immediately from our paladin friend. Not that he was in a lot of danger, but we're just going to have to deal with that. I'm going to cast a res here really quick. I got a shit ton of haste. I'm probably quicker than the paladin. There we go. All right, we're skipping that. I really want to make sure I skip that. I don't know why we're not soothing it, but that's all right. I have cooldowns available here. This is a dangerous pull. Please don't let me rip aggro. Please, like, pretty please don't make me rip aggro. I really want to live. There we go. We got a kick on the guy in the background. New Stradation's coming out. We're going to hover so we can move immediately while still casting if I need to cast. There we go. I was so scared there for a second. It was nasty. All right, we got our kicks out. Let's move our focus over to the other target in case that when it starts casting, I can deal with it. Other people are dealing with it. I'm out of range for the flamethrower, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Goodness gracious. A new Stradation goes out. We're just going to move while we're casting our instant casts so we don't get hit by that. All right. Not the cleanest, but so far so good. Let's just time this bitch and I'll be happy. I can hear Danny making coffee. Hi, Danny. All right. We get through the Stradation pulls. I'm going to try and not drop a Stradation right on top of where we need to go. There we go. Let's rebuff now. All right. Now we have this. We have Lust available for this. I think we should. I'm going to Lust this. I don't care. Nobody said hold Lust for anything else. So we're going to go ahead and just pop it here. I'm going to assume, and I think I'm safe in assuming that Bront will be lower HP by the end of it. We get a triple bomb explosion. No, only a double. That's fine. Okay. That person in the back has to deal with this. I'm going to triple rank 3 engulf into not rank 3 engulf, rank 3 fire breath into engulf. Okay, let's shut up and focus for a little bit here. I'm getting overwhelmed, I think. And it looks like we've taken care of all of the explosives. I think we're safe now. Tank dipping a little bit low. We're going to use this. And I want to use this to make the pyres hit both the targets. I still can't fire breath both of them. Okay, there we go. We got the fire breaths out. We got everything out. We did good damage here. I'm not being charged, so I don't care. This person needs to care where they're going and where they're charging. 2 bombs with that. Still not being targeted. Very good. And I think I can reach both here. Yes, with the fire breath. Beautiful. Do I get the debuff? I do not. It's not on me. We need one more. Okay, we have 2 bombs. We have 2 bombs. That guy needs to get dispelled soon so that we can live it. I don't have a potion because I had to use it on my way out. We're getting a CR, but maybe the healer will need the CR. Bit of a mess here. I needed that Zephyr out sooner and like self-heals on myself or something. Healer is actually down now. I need to heal this person. Somebody needs the CR. I don't have a potion yet. Yeah, that's a fucking wipe, and I don't know if we have the timer now to actually do this. I don't know, man. I don't know. That looked super messy. That is a El Wipo. We have 3 people alive with 25%-ish on the boss. Let's see if they can make it happen. I press X to doubt, but it's gonna be a long fight. And then if the health is too different between them, it can be pretty rough. All right, and we get another charge over there onto that. We took care of a bunch of bombs. Where is Paladin Bro going? Okay, well, we can set it up for the last 2 mines like this with the tank charge. There we go. I don't know, that turned into a massive cluster right there, and I'm not sure if the issue was healing or what the issue was, but so far so good. It looks like we will finish this. Do we time the dungeon though is another question entirely. I think we should, at this point, maybe be focusing on DPS, but I'm speaking from a perspective of usually having multiple DPS alive for this. Tank is over there. Tank is in a good spot to take care of both these bombs. Bront will charge closer to where you are, and this is where we need to kill them. They need to die here before the next bombs go out. They need to get focused down. 36 million on Bront. Tank can probably live through the Bront bonks or wallops or whatever if we just kill what's her face. 2 million damage on her. She needs to die. Like this is interesting. She's gonna be spamming the kinetic gels. There we go. Okay, that worked out. I'm gonna release, and I guess we just go to the other side. We're going straight down the middle and pulling divers most likely, so this is interesting. The timer is now a bit of a concern. I'm gonna wait for this piece of shit to go away before I get another mishap to happen. Yeah, there we go. Maybe shouldn't have released, but at this point I don't care. We're pulling the divers. I can see them over there. I'm not too far behind. It works out. It makes no difference if I release. There's 2 people that need to click things. Pulling crabs. We got 3 divers, 2 crabs. Do we have the timer with 10 minutes? Let's see. Let's see here. I really don't want to send cooldowns into this pack. I will send my double engulf, but I don't want to send any more cooldowns than that. We really need to like actually move these mobs. If the red paladin triggers one of these mines, we're kind of screwed. We get an interrupt off on the diver there. I'm just killing the other crab. There we go. We killed it a bit too quick, so we get 2 stacks of this nonsense, but let's just drop some heals here, and I'm going to send cooldowns onto this because this pack is actually pretty dangerous. So let's send our stun on top of that and all of the cooldowns ever. We're going to prolong CC here to make sure that anyone's CC that they use actually lasts a little bit longer. 2 spins gets a knock up. That guy didn't get knocked up because apparently I have short range even on my knock up. We do have knockback still available. I'm using a defensive and a heal on myself and the paladin, who was the lowest at the time when I looked at it. I think the timer's a bit rough. 9 minutes for 2. There's quite a bit of trash. I don't think this is timeable. Well, the tank wants to get crests. I'm going to focus in and stop commentating because this doesn't seem like it's timeable. So let's see if we can get some crests out of this. I don't know, man. I don't really need crests anymore. So like I'm kind of wasting my time here, but let's send our Zephyr here.
A few moments later.
Yeah, here we just kind of rotted out from damage. I did take a wave, but the hunter didn't take a wave and just died because like we ran out of defensives and shit, and then the healer just can't keep up. And I understand it's a rough fight, but yeah, I don't really want to finish this because we're gonna keep rotting out. I guess this is the hardest fight for HPS, so maybe we should chill a bit and see if we can still finish this for people's crests so I don't waste their time completely. But yeah, bit of a toughie. I guess you gotta stack on tank instead of doing it the same way everyone else does. Bro, I can't even use my breath here. What are we doing here? Here's a Zephyr for the backwash. I don't know, man. Yeah, we just straight up dying through the backwash, even with a Zephyr and shit. Like, why are we doing it like this? Like, why are we on the bridge fighting this mob? I'm using a defensive now. The healer's kind of giving up, I think. He's done healing. I'm jumping into the water and dying. I don't need 13s for crests. Yeah, I've farmed enough crests. I've done a bazillion fucking runs. I'm good, man. That was the pull bubbles onto the bridge thing. I'm good, man. The tank was playing well up until that point where he dragged Bubbles onto the bridge for literally no fucking reason. I have no idea why you would get on the bridge with Bubbles just to make it harder to avoid. You have a bunch of casters. You have 3 people who have cast bars. They can't just keep running after you on the bridge and avoiding the bubbles and everything, while also getting closer and closer to things we're going to inevitably body pull because we can't kill Bubbles that fast. On top of that, our healer was just letting us rot out and die every time there was a big damage event, so that didn't feel particularly great. So I think we go again. Shit, man. I've got a 12 key now, but I got to apply to 13s and hopefully time something today. Otherwise, this video is going to be very interesting. And here we go with a Motherlode plus 13. We're opting to go to left side skip, which means we might have... Okay, well, we've already pulled these assassins. Tank opts for pulling these guys because of the assassin pull that happened here. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop off on these guys as best I can. Tank jumps over to the vendor. We're kicking these, we're knocking them up. I'm gonna use a healing potion here really quick. Don't want to go down to some random little damage that goes out. Healer also recovers our HP fairly quickly because it's an actual good class this time. Sorry, I'm kidding. Holy Priest is fine. You just gotta put in a lot more effort than a Disc Priest has to in order to heal the same amount. So it's a bit rough like that. All right, activate mech is going out. We're going to knock these guys back away from the mech. We good, and just gonna really quick try and take out this mech jockey. Beam into an engulf near the end should kill it. There we go. Almost activated the mech, but we made it work. It looks like the tank really wants to go down the middle now instead of skipping the Peacekeeper. I think his route just accounts for it. We do have the 2 extra assassins. Now this is looking a little dicey here, if I'm going to be honest with you. I really hope the assassin gets interrupted here. Okay, he does. We're going to knock him up. No, we're not going to do shit, but we're just going to use the defensive, I guess. That's what we're going to do. We're avoiding to pull those guys in the background, the 2 thugs. Kind of a messy pull here, but we're making it work. It's not too bad. Use another defensive here because the AoE from the Peacekeeper is going out. I'm going to try and get out of here. I don't want to stand in that. I do have a knock-up available for the assassin. Now we're going to kick the assassin to follow up. Don't want him to get poison blades because that also hurts the tank, and if he spins, it hits all of us and puts a dot on us. It's pretty rough. I don't want to have to deal with that. I'm going to Zephyr here because everyone's going to be getting hit by the Peacekeeper. Making sure I don't pull. Like, I'm just scared of these thugs getting pulled. If they get pulled, it's going to extend the pull by quite a bit, and I don't want that to happen. All right, here we go. I think we handled it. Healer did a great job keeping us alive through that damage from the Peacekeepers. Now, hopefully, we just keep skipping Peacekeepers. I don't think we have a good way to skip the one before the boss, but we'll see what ends up happening here. Tank probably wants to skip this one. He's mounting up. Okay, so they're asking me why not Bloodlust. Honestly, neither of those pulls were what I would Bloodlust. Maybe the first one. Maybe the first one. Okay, we've got Thug. We're pulling those, but we're not pulling the guys on the side here. Okay, I'm gonna look for the kick on the assassin, and we're going to fly in and pop off our cooldowns. There we go. I'm stunned, but I'm stunned outside of this. Somebody kicks it. Beautiful. I'm going to use a defensive here because the Peacekeeper's doing his damage. All right, that was sketchy for a second there. In the middle of my cooldowns too, not exactly the best feeling in the world, but we're gonna go out and send this Eternity Surge out. Make sure I'm not standing in the nonsense here. Peacekeepers 25%. I guess it's worth an engulf, so I'll send it. And a little confuddled here. I feel very called out about the Bloodlust, but it's whatever. Nobody said first pull Bloodlust, so we're going to send Bloodlust here now, I guess. I don't know, man. Maybe I should have done it during the damage amp, but it's whatever. I'll live. And so will my friends here. I guess I just wanted to get it on cooldown as quickly as possible, so we might get another one. I'm standing over to this side so that I can handle football bombs that are all the way over here. Tank's already moving the boss out of the thing, so I'm just gonna go ahead and handle these. All right, we get a rank 3 Fire Breath into a Star, into a Engulf. Didn't have my Living Flame dot up, which is kind of bad for single target engulfs, but it's all right. What matters is that we got it during the damage amp. That's the most important thing to me. And we're gonna get another engulf off, this time without Shattering Star because it just wasn't quite ready, and that's perfectly fine. I'm gonna do Zephyr for this one. Tank is moving back onto this pile, so the next coins drop onto the same coins. He's going to probably move again as soon as he can. So I don't know how to handle these football bombs. Okay, he's moving towards the center, so I'll grab the ones that are right here in melee. Why can't I kick that? There we go. That took a second to get kicked, and we now have cooldowns for this damage amp, which is actually really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and pop off with the double engulf. No coins collected. Beautiful. Even though we were quite close to it, but it looks like the tank, it has a good feel for the range of it. Rank 2 Fire Breath because we want the dot more than anything else. I'm going to use a defensive here, use hover, and just reposition over to the side here for the football bombs. Not sure which way the tank will go this time. I guess it depends. I think he's probably going to go in that direction or in this direction where the healer is right now, because that's where the fewest, what are they called? Thingies with the stuff are. A red paladin takes care of the bombs here. A little bit off on that one, but we're good. We have a Shattering Star full engulf here. Beautiful. That should take care of the boss right here, right now. Decent single target damage. Could be better, but my friends were better about using their cooldowns during the damage amps than I was. Are we pulling back or not? I would assume not. No, tank's on his way back. We're going to put focus on one of these guys, stepping backwards now, and I'm going to start DPSing because the tank's been blasting these guys for a while now. I'm not too worried about ripping aggro. I'm going to go ahead and interrupt that. We have our Fire Breath up. I'm going to use a defensive during these in case I get hit by one of the casts. I can't quite track them right now. It's a bit too much for my puny brain to really follow all that, and we're good. I'm going to step into melee so I can knock these up as necessary, but I don't think we need to anymore. I'm going to interrupt the one casting at me because I can't do much more than that, and I think that's it for the trash pack here with this. Rapid Extraction goes out. We're going to hover. I don't think I need defensives here. Healer's doing a great job keeping us very healthy through this. Tank is positioning like he wants to pull the next group with the extractor, but I don't know if we want to do that while an extractor is already still alive, I should say. I'm going to have cooldowns for the next pull, so I'm going to try and set up for that. All right, and we have the driller. All right, I don't want to rip aggro on the driller, and I don't care about killing him too quickly because he just doesn't freaking matter. So let's put a focus on one of these. We're doing a big pull here. We're just going to try and land on top of them. No path available apparently, but if I jump, I do have a path, so let's use that. I'm gonna knock them up. We're gonna prolong CC, and let's send our cooldowns now. Trying to get a kick in. Need to get out of here. I really don't want to pull anything. Tank's moving them in a direction that's kind of scary. The mob is on the side there. Might get pulled, but we seem to be okay. We seem to be okay. Not the perfect use of my cooldowns, but I'll take it. I'll take it. This Warlock absolutely popping off. Love to see it. We have an extraction going. We should probably be covering so that I don't have to move as much. It looks like we all made it through without dying. Paladin didn't fall off, but that's not a big deal. We don't have ridiculously high prio damage, even with me doing a little bit of prio damage. It looks like we want to grab more trash over here, so we have to pull less later. I'm okay with that. Another extractor pull. Going to put a focus on this guy who hasn't cast yet. We're going to interrupt that. I'm going to use a defensive here, and we're going to use a Zephyr for this rapid extraction. I'm lucky so far, nothing on me. We're going to knock these guys up because it's 3 casts and we don't have a way to really stop them. I'm going to knock them back now. I really don't want them to cast. We want to desync some of these casts. We want to get some of these interrupts out. There we go. We get an interrupt out. Looking rough with it. Looking rough with it. I think I may have messed up the Paladin's kick, but what matters is that they don't cast. They will recast if they are not kicked, obviously, but I think that was still a good decision on my end because I didn't really track the Paladin's thingy with the stuff. Okay. By thingy with the stuff, I mean his kick. Pretty intense so far, but I think we have good pace on this. Tank is definitely taking his time in this section. I think what he wants is a Bloodlust later on for something. Maybe for Rixa, along with, what are they called? Along with a big old War Machine thing. But let's see what we do here. I think it's going to be triple Stone Fury and then these guys. I don't think we should pull Stone Fury into the next group. Tank seems to agree. I'm okay with that. I'm going to send cooldowns here so I have them for the boss. Trying to avoid letting these things pop off with the AoE. So I was looking to kick one that was casting the AoE. Big Dam comes out from just about everyone. I mean, I'm trying my best, but it's really hard to keep up with this Warlock. This Warlock is just kind of cooked, man. What the hell? And I mean that in a good way. Apparently, cooked doesn't mean isn't a good thing. So I don't know, man. I guess he's raw, man. I don't know. Maybe he's microwaved. Who knows? Whatever he is. He's popping off, and I love to see it. I love to have that shit in my key. All right, I'm going to kick the next cast. There it is. Trying to avoid these casts. I can remove bleeds here, and I will look to do so if the tank has a lot of stacks, or if he has some stacks left after the whatchamacallit. Tank doesn't have much. I guess the tank, I'm so stupid. I saw the tank move away to let his stacks reset. That was completely my bad. I kind of wasted my heal removal thing. Ascari has 3 stacks, and we're just kind of struggling to kill off these prio targets. I don't know. Maybe I should be doing single target DPS just to make sure that... Because, like, it would actually be faster for our key if I actually single targeted these prio targets. But... the difference between my single target and AoE is not significant, so that makes no sense. What I mean to say is I don't lose that much by pressing Pyre instead of Disintegrate, and everything else I do is an AoE, so it's like, what's the point? I'm still slowed. Okay, we have a Banish. Beautiful. This Warlock is my new best friend. Oh my god, what the hell? What was that? Our friend got laid out. We have a Paladin who can res them. I need this thing to die, so we're going to send cooldowns into it. There we go. Beautiful. 2 minutes on the CR. We're going to Resonant... or what? What? We're going to use Zephyr for the Resonant Quake. We get another Banish out as soon as this one ends. Beautiful. Well played. Fear goes out until it's buffed up so that it doesn't hit anyone. This is a bunch of gamers. Do I even fit in here, man? All right, let's see if we can take care of the Earth Rager as quickly as possible. That is my goal right now. Rank 2 Eternity Surge, so I hit the boss and this thing. Trying to avoid damaging the Earth Rager that is basically immune to damage because of the Banish. We're going to knock this guy back and see if he gets fixated again. Or there we go, he gets banished. Now let's see which one gets buffed up. Sometimes after Call Earth Rager goes out, the one that's banished actually gets rebuffed. So let's see how that goes. Both of them are being fixated on me, which is fine with me, because I could move very easily and avoid them. Like, I have no issues doing that whatsoever, because I can hover pretty much constantly. And hover lets you cast while moving. Other than empowered spells, you can't cast empowered spells. All right, looking good. Azrock half HP. Do we Bloodlust here? look here. I'm just going to ask to make sure that we aren't doing something wrong. I'm using a defensive here. Nobody's saying anything. 10 seconds to Bloodlust. I kind of don't want to for 38%. It doesn't feel like it makes sense. I am focusing my damage right now on the boss, obviously, because the guy wasn't infused yet. Just going to move over to the side as quickly as I can. Rank 1 Fire Breath goes out. That's not exactly what I wanted, but I think it's okay. We have another set of cooldowns here. Greedy me wants the Bloodlust, but I should probably not do that for the sake of the group. The group probably wants to Bloodlust at a later time when there's more on the line. This boss is relatively easy. I think here we still have to focus the last Earth Rager that comes out. He's going to spawn him in over here. He's fixating on someone other than me. I'm going to knock that back. All right, and I don't know, which one do we focus here? I'm going to focus the boss. Let's send out the firestorms and let's pop off on the boss. If we just kill the boss quickly, I think, yeah, they're just bursting this guy down so quickly. I focused on the boss, but I did mostly AoE, so I kind of hit both. And the group seems to have switched to the empowered Earth Rager instantly. They didn't want to commit to the boss, even though the boss was lower HP, like had lower HP remaining than the max HP of the, what's his face, the infused Earth Rager. So it was kind of okay to switch to boss. Although then you might have to deal with the AoE that the infused Earth Rager does constantly pulse out onto the group. We're opting to go with a mastermind. We have this alchemist ready to cast. I'm going to just dispel this poison from myself, and I'm looking for an interrupt here. CC lands immediately. Nope, it wasn't CC, it was an actual interrupt. Mind Lash coming out. Now I feel comfortable actually DPSing. Okay, I just waited for everything to kind of happen before I start actually committing to DPS, because then I focus on DPS and I might have it risky in the sense of I'm looking at my DPS buttons and not focusing so much on moving out of the brainstorm or whatever else. All right, we're moving into another mastermind and a few more enemies. I'm going to try and finish off this mastermind, so I'm going to keep damaging the mastermind. So with the extra pulls after the, oh, this is kind of dangerous. With the extra pulls after the first boss, yeah, this is what I was worried about. Gotta get away from these. Yeah, it was kind of an awkward spot to DPS because we were very close to some other enemies. We could have mind soothed those, but like the priest didn't think of it in the moment, and I completely understand that. Kicks are being handled quite well. I'm gonna look at the other mastermind now, and let's try to get a couple of engulfs out. Almost got silenced here. Very scared of these other guys. But we seem to be in a spot now where we don't have to worry too much about pulling other shit. I'm going to put a focus down on one of these alchemists to make sure that I actually contribute to the kicks if I can and need to. But as a caster, it's, have more of a loss for kicking. We unfortunately lose our Red Paladin. Red Paladin is going to release. This is going to prevent us from going into the last group, but I think we weren't planning on doing that either way. I'm going to use a healing potion here. I was a little bit scared because I was being beamed down by the mastermind. Let's quickly dispel this. Now I have cooldowns available. Once the Red Paladin is here, I fully expect the tank to just drag into the next group. I'm going to step away so my echoing thing that hits me doesn't hit someone else, and we're ready for the big pull here. So we're going to send... Okay, gotta move out from those. Nice. Finally stacked here, I gotta say. We're gonna kick this. We managed to stack these relatively well, so there's a whole safe area for us right here. We're gonna get new ones soon. I'm gonna stack on top of the Warlock to reduce the amount of space that's being taken away from us. We have two of these guys. We're just gonna move the Warlock so we can keep casting. There you go, bud. That's a safe spot, I promise. I wouldn't go somewhere where it's not safe. I'm not trying to troll you. Imagine if I was so petty that I killed him with a rescue just so that I can maybe potentially at some point do some damage. But hey man, I'll have him carry me, whatever. This is the Red Paladins group, by the way, so I got invited into this key and I'm quite happy about it. I didn't actually show the group, so here's the group in the bottom right corner of the screen. Usually I do that at the start, but I was a little flustered because my recording software is being weird about it. Okay, there's no extra pulls happening from the group here. I'm gonna send Lust here, I guess. I don't know. Healer asked for mana, but this is not a very mana intensive fight. Okay, we're dropping things off here into the center. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm disconnecting. Never mind, I'm not disconnecting. Okay, we managed to, we didn't disconnect. Very good. Thank you, internet overlords, for not disconnecting me. I would have been quite upset. There. We're looking good on the timer. We're looking very good on the timer. 13 minutes to complete this. I don't know if that's 2-starable, but I would be very happy if you were even close to a 2-star. So last thing goes out on me. I'm able to move it across all of these, really give us a whole bunch of space to play with. And we're just about ready to use our cooldowns. I'm going to use one more fire breath and utilize that to do some damage before we go into cooldowns. I'm not going to send cooldowns just now, ironically, because I don't have an engulf. So give me a second here. Let's quickly reapply this buff. I'm just looking to set up my cooldowns here now. Okay, I have everything I could want from the cooldowns. Beautiful. I think that was good. We're having only one stack. Red Paladin wants to clear this side. I don't mind standing in that because, as you can see, it really doesn't do all that much damage. It's kind of okay that our healer didn't have all that much mana because our tank is... I'm just gonna clear this real quick because we might have to use that, and then I'm gonna just chase people around and piss them off probably. But it really, like I said, it doesn't do that much damage. I'm not too worried about it. Perfect. Okay, so the stuff I cleared didn't even matter, but rather be safe than sorry, you know what I mean? Just about done here. We're able to give us perfect space by dropping those off into the corner. Looking pretty safe. Boss is dead, and now we have just under 12 minutes to finish the rest of this. We're waiting for mana here. This is a very intense part of the dungeon. I don't know what we want to do. The tank hasn't communicated anything to us, including bloodlust timings, but we're going to see what happens here. Does he want us to run with him? I don't think he wants us to run with him. Does he? Does he not? I can't really tell. I'm going to wait for these swirlies, obviously, at this point. He doesn't seem to be dragging very far, so I'm going to assume that he wants us to come in here. We're going to go ahead and use whatchamacallits. Warlock probably wants me to get the... Oh, well, not now. We're going to try and root it down here. Think that's okay. None of these are on me, so I feel... Never mind. There's now one on me. I'm going to use a defensive here and just try to blow things up that are near the war machine. That includes these mines. All right, everyone positioned in a nice way where we don't have to worry about it as much anymore. I'm trying to slow those guys in the background. Trying to be useful for the group here. Feeling very Augie, I guess. But that's all the mines here other than the ones that this guy spawns in. I don't feel like I need to use a defensive here, because there's really nothing going on and the healer has no stress going on, so he can just focus on actually healing us. One engulf takes care of him here before he does another mine. Never mind, he does get another mine out. I'm the one being fixated by it. I'm just gonna peace out and get slowed again here, bud. Oh, this person might need some help, but it looks like we're okay. They're not fixated by a mine. They are fixated by this mine. I'm gonna knock this mine up. Still being fixated by that mine. What does it have to do to reach me now? I don't know at this point. I'm gonna knock it back. Maybe I should have knocked back after I saw this one landing, but I didn't see it in time. Holy shit, man. Okay, let's do some actual damage here, maybe. I'm just so scared of these fucking mines, man. I don't want to die. There we go. Okay, damage time. Firestorm. All of my cooldowns. I sat there with my cooldowns for it felt like an eternity because I just really didn't want to die to a mine. I don't want to die. I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? All right. We're good so far. Not many issues that I can really tell, other than I felt like an idiot for not bloodlusting at the start. Although, honestly, I felt like the pull was clumsy. We wanted to skip the 2 assassins, but we ended up pulling them, so I just thought the tank didn't pull exactly what he wanted to, which meant that it wasn't a good bloodlust. So I feel bad for letting the group down in that sense. Let's see. Percent is looking good. Some mines, a specialist, and a couple of these guys. It looks like we're going straight into it. Charge shot goes out. We're going to Zephyr this one in defensive and heal, because it's double charge shots while the mines are active and people are kind of focused on the mines. One mine lands right on top of me. We're going to engulf right on top of it. Really make sure we destroy it. The mine that's here right now, we're going to try and slow and keep in here. Okay, we have a dome to stand in. That's beautiful for this AoE. That, unfortunately, focuses us all on one spot, so the specialist picks anyone and drops it all on top of our heads, but we're good. Those swirlies or those circles were scary, but we got good value out of the dome either way. I'm using another defensive now because charge shot is dangerous, and there's always one after another that kind of synced up like that. But it looks like we've timed this key. Let's see, unless tragedy strikes on the last boss, this is looking pretty dang good. I don't think we're going to 2-star it. There's no chance we kill the boss that quickly, especially without bloodlust. But let's see. Mana again, and we're ready, so let's pop off. Now let's see who gets the first circle. That's going to be interesting. Homing missile goes out. I'm going to go ahead and send this right here. then run backwards. And I'm just going to send cooldowns here while we have them so that I could potentially get them again later. Very safe spot for us, even without the Boombas being where they are. This was still a good spot. We're going to run through it because it's not going to do that much damage. It's going to do 2 to 3 ticks, which will not kill us. And the healer has no other incoming damage on us. So we're kind of okay. We're going to rank 4 Fire Breath into an Engulf. Maybe a second Engulf. Why not? Ooh. Okay, I gotta get out of here into this corner. Hopefully people see it and adjust. Okay, we managed to hit the Paladin, but it's a freaking Paladin, bro. I don't care. I don't have a hover charge, so I was kind of scared there for a second because I didn't manage to use it when I really wanted to use it. I'm gonna step on this side, use a defensive, walk through it, see 3 ticks with a shield. I seem to be fine. Everyone's kind of moving around. I'm gonna go step over on this side again. And let's see, Boomba coming across, so we need to stay in the safe spot. There we go. I think I'm in the safe spot. I have some time to move because the further the Boomba is away. Was that on me? I am so sorry. Here, as penance, I will use one of these circles. Healer's probably happy because he gets to heal something on this fight, but still, I apologize. I didn't realize because I was busy talking about random shit. Okay, doing tank DPS, but then again, so is the Warlock, apparently. We're gonna try and explode these as quickly as possible because these guys are actually dangerous here. I'm gonna go ahead and use a defensive in case I get hit by any of these. It's not on me, it's on someone else. If it is on me, I don't mind. I gotta kind of stay close because, you know, short range, evoker and all that. It's not on me, it's on the warrior. Warrior can go over there and get that handled just fine. If it is on me, I do have hover, so now we're just about done. We're kind of just sending some random damage into the boss here, and I'm gonna reposition over here. The warrior got all 3 of them, or am I stupid? Yeah, the warrior got all 3 of them. I'm gonna go ahead and use the defensive here. I think I even used it late, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just waiting for the boss to actually move. He summons the Boombas, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use this Firestorm and pop off. You get 1 engulf, not a second engulf though, and that's fine with me. Pressing my defensive button, but I don't even have one available. I think that's okay. I just need to step onto this side and we're good. And we have the second engulf coming through. I have everything up, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. I have hover up. I can stand here in the safe spot. Okay, well, not so safe now. I use a healing potion here after taking 3 ticks because I was moving slowly because I didn't have hover. And here's these. I'm gonna rather stand in the Gatling gun than those circles. Those circles will one-shot me. 5 minutes remaining. Obviously, we're doing quite well. We have 2 CRs. There is just about nothing that can happen that would wipe us here other than just like tanks disconnecting or something, or I don't even know. I don't think even that would really get us because he just kind of has to stand there and get punched. I managed to make it into the safe spot. Probably not the best decision I've made in my life there, positioning wise, but I think we're okay. Missiles on me. I go over to the other side, make sure nobody else gets hit by it this time around because I was a little bit absent-minded last time this happened, or not last time, but one of the times this happened. But that is Razdunk dead, and we've timed this with 14 rating, giving us 3001 Mythic plus rating, editing the Bellend to Legend challenge. My shackles have been unshackled. God damn. Okay, well, we have a 12 Floodgate. I don't feel the need to reroll that. Holy crap. I'm gonna shield the YouTube channel. See you around. I feel like convincingly the worst player in this group. I still feel happy with my performance. I don't know. The Bloodlust at the start felt like that was the only thing I really messed up. Everything else that I did, I feel like I did a good job. I don't think I died a single time this run, which makes me extremely happy. I'm just gonna go quickly check. Hold on. I have to switch this to deaths. I think I didn't die. It was the Paladin twice and the Warlock once. The Warlock died to the, whatchamacallit, the Tectonic Smash, the frontal from the boss, which I think looked weird. I don't know if the Warlock got caught off guard by something weird or if he just stood like at the edge of it or something. I don't know. The Paladin died to once to a Brainstorm and once to, the Extractor, the Azerite Eruption clipped him and he got killed. So, like, very understandable deaths, nothing too crazy. Like, it's not like they really messed up, and I think it reflects in their damage. They were doing great. They were absolutely blasting it. I'm very surprised with the Warlock damage. The Warlock damage looks freaking insane, man. It kind of makes me want to play one, but I'd be much worse at it because I can't, cast and move the whole time or spam instant cast, so I don't know about that. Very cool damage. The Warlock was 675, so one item level under me, so that is very, very impressive to me. Holy shit. Very cool. Kick-wise, I think I did okay, so I'm happy with that as well. I think I used my defensives decently well. I didn't use rescue a lot because I think rescue kind of annoys people more than anything, but the rescue shield is kind of nice. The reason I didn't use it all that much was because honestly the priest was just popping off on the healing and I didn't really have to worry about it, so that's really cool. And I feel like I used Zephyr at some decent times when a lot of damage was happening, so I got decent value out of Zephyr. Okay, now I'm yapping 100 words a minute. But here's my enterprising shredder tank, which I already know because I have another 3K character. Actually, I think I have two 3K characters. I'm not 100% sure on that. But there's the enterprising shredder tank. Very happy. If you want to know what it looks like, this is it. And I don't even have to learn it from the inventory, obviously. I can just open up enterprising shredder tank. There we go. It's like a silvery, bluey, like grayish kind of thing. I don't know, with a hint of green maybe, but it's the gray version of the tank you get at the mount you get at 2K. I quite like it. I think it looks nice. You can definitely make more mogs work with that. And there's the red eyes, which look cool as hell. So there's this one, and the 2K one is, I'll just look for shred. Crimson Shredder tank. Let's mount that one. That one has green eyes, which again, very cool. Love this mount. In general, the transformation into the flying form looks absolutely amazing, but that's the 2K mount. It doesn't look all that different on the 3K mounts. So yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the Bellend to Legend series. I honestly, I did. I love this spec. I'm probably going to be playing more of Morning Breath because I think I do decent damage. Sure, I haven't been topping the DPS meters, but that's because we have legends like this guy coming in and just popping off. And also, when I commentate, I'm not going to be performing my best. You could see that best in the minefield. I was talking about what was happening while trying to sort of help out instead of just blasting the damage. I think I had my cooldowns for like a good chunk of time and I didn't use them. But I'll take this opportunity to remind you to go ahead and vote. I need your help to determine which spec I'm going to be playing for the melee DPS part of this second set of challenges. For this one, I don't think I'll be going to 3K just because it's a massive pain in the ass. What I think I might do is go from 0 to hero and then just do a little bit more gameplay where I play with my pre-made from 2.5K to 3K just to see, just to get the character to 3K and also show you what I can do with the character in a more organized group when I'm just popping off and being able to completely focus on things that I need to do rather than just what the group is doing. So the way the voting works, make sure you drag what you want me to play to the top. So let's say you want me to play Survival Hunter, you'll drag that to the top. If you wanted Red Paladin, you'll drag that to the top. Let's say you hate Survival Hunter, you're going to drag it all the way to the bottom. Make sure I don't get any points from that, or rather that spec doesn't get any points from that. And Retribution Paladin gets the most points. Don't just click something and click vote. That won't work. Also, you can't see the results. You'll see the results when voting ends in 1 day, 21 hours, and 29 seconds. That is when the actual stream for leveling this character called Mr. Bonk will begin. So the character is called Mr. Bonk because Lenny spent 25,000 channel points to make sure that it's named Mr. Bonk. You can do that as well. If you watch the stream enough, you get enough points, you can name my next character. But friends, that is pretty much it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, let me know what you liked about it on a comment down below. If you had fun, make sure you subscribe because there's more series coming. And if you want to see what happens between these series and the episodes, you can check out the stream. If you can't make it to the stream, you can check out the live section of this channel for the VODs. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next series. We're gonna level a melee DPS, and I cannot wait, honestly. I am so tired of playing ranged. I played a bit of Red Paladin the other night just for funsies, and holy shit that I miss being ranged, or miss being melee. What? Come on, lad, get it together. I'm a dragon on a bird, dragon on a bird, dragon on a bird.